Hello everyone. Common is now the episode 7.
Yeah, so today we'll talk about keeping books and records and the rights of shareholders and directors to inspect the company's books and records.
Welcome to this YouTube channel of KE Leaders. I'm Francis Chan.
I'm Carmen Chi.
Common, can you share with us your contents?
Okay, so today we'll talk about keeping books and records, what's the legal requirements, and also whether directors and shareholders actually have a right to inspect the company's books and records.
Yes.
So let us take a look. Now, the relevant legal legislations are actually set out in two ordinances. First one is the company's ordinance, and the second one is actually the Inland Revenue Ordinance. So under the company's ordinance, basically the company needs to keep all their resolutions, meetings, decisions, all their records for at least 10 years. And that 10 years starts from the date of the meeting or the decisions, as the case may be.
Yes.
Now, under the Inland Revenue Ordinance, basically the company needs to keep their business records for 7 years after the date of the transactions concerned. Now, the thing is with this 7 years, you have to understand that if your company has ceased trading, you're still under that obligation to keep your business records for 7 years up until the expiry of that 7-year period.
Yes.
Now, let us take a look at what sort of documents are required to be kept by the company. So basically, under the Inland Revenue Ordinance, you do need to keep your business records, such as your books of accounts, your receipts and payments, your records of assets and liabilities of your business, your list of debtors and creditors, and of course, your bank statements. And you also need to keep underlying documents which verifies and supports the entries of your books of accounts. Now, there's one thing I want to point out. Actually, under the company's ordinance, there is a requirement that all accounting records has to be kept for 7 years. So just the same as the Inland Revenue Ordinance. Now, these accounting records, they have to be sufficient in order to explain the company's transactions. So the question is, well, do directors actually have a right to inspect these accounting records? Well, the answer is yes. You have to keep your books and records available for the directors to inspect at any time. So another thing that I get asked quite a lot, and likewise for Francis, well, what about shareholders? Do they actually have a right to inspect the books and records of the company?
Yeah.
Well, let us take a look. Under the company's ordinance, the shareholder actually has a right to access the registers and the minutes. Well, now, when I say registers, I mean the register of members, directors, register of secretaries and charges, and also the shareholders' minutes records and resolutions, basically. Now, if you are a shareholder, normally you will receive financial statements from the company, at least, well, basically once a year, right? Well, the thing is, if you actually want to look at the underlying transactions and the underlying documents that supports the financial statements or any accounting records, as a shareholder, do you actually have that right? Well, first of all, what I would suggest is that you go into your company's articles of associations. Sometimes the articles of association would actually provide that if a shareholder actually wants to have access to the company's account and other documents, well, then they would either need to get the consent and the approval of the directors, the board of directors, or they would actually need the approval by way of a shareholder's ordinary resolution. So in the absence of both, what other ways can shareholders have access to the books and records? A shareholder can actually make an application to the court, but there are certain criteria that you do need to satisfy. See, if you're making an application to the court under the company's ordinance, then that application will need to be made by at least 5 members of the company, meaning 5 shareholders of the company, or by members holding altogether 2.5% of the total voting rights. So let's say you do satisfy that requirement. So after the shareholders have made their application to the court to have access to the books and records and basically conduct their inspections, the court will look at whether the application is made in good faith and whether the inspection is for a proper purpose. So what constitutes a proper purpose? Well, it really depends on the case, but I can share with you some of the cases that the court has previously held. So the court has previously held that if the shareholder is seeking access to the books and records in order to assess the value of his shares in the company, then that is a proper purpose. Or if the shareholder wants to carry out investigation to see whether the director has actually breached his fiduciary duty, then that is also a proper purpose. So what about an improper purpose? Well, an improper purpose would be, well, if the inspection is merely a fishing expedition, then that is an improper purpose.
Okay. Carmen, we are the company secretary.
Right.
So sometimes the directors or shareholders do come to our office directly and ask for the books and records.
Right, okay.
So we must realize what our rights and entitlements are and obligations. So this is very important. So thank you for your sharing.
Well, I hope this has helped you and helped all of you as well.
Thank you. So Carmen, can I ask another question?
Sure.
Can the books and records kept in electronic forms?
Yes, of course. Actually, I forgot to mention that. Well, you don't have to keep all your books and records in hard copy. You can actually keep it in electronic copy.
Thank you, Carmen. So thank you for watching this video. Carmen, what will be our topic next time?
I think next time maybe we can talk about shareholders dispute.
Oh, interesting. So thank you for watching. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe and share with your friends. Look forward to your continued support. See you next time. Bye-bye.